Welcome back to my channel. So today, basically what I want to do, if you look at the title, is just kind of have a discussion with you and work on some fall makeup that's just been kind of kicking around in my head for a while. So stay tuned to this video, and I hope you enjoy, at least watching the makeup, even if you don't like what I have to say. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is start out with a lip moisturizer because it's been really cold where I'm at and my lips are a bit dry. So I'm just using my Burt's Bees Cucumber Mint Moisturizing Lip Balm. It's one of my favorites. And the same goes for my face. It's been kind of on the dry side, especially like right in here, because I've had a bit of a runny nose. So the first thing I'm going to start out with is my Ole Henriksen Truth Serum right here. And I'm just going to kind of pop a little on my fingers. Put it all over, especially in the drier areas, up under my eyes, down to my neck area here. And I'm going to let that sit for a minute and just kind of soak in. So I don't know how much you guys pay attention to Twitter and what's going on in Twitterverse and all that, but I recently had a little complaint, and I also posted about it on Reddit. I went into McDonald's yesterday and had a really bad experience. And normally I wouldn't have complained about it except for what happened. So I had ordered some food and all that. Next thing I'm going to use on my face, and we'll get back to it, is the Peter Thomas Roth Water Drench Hydrating Moisture. I just have a little sample of it I wanted to try. So. But anyways, I had ordered some food, and along with the food I had ordered 2 apple pies, but I had ordered some French fries that had no salt, because in my opinion McDonald's puts way too much salt on their fries. So I waited quite a while. They were busy, so I didn't really, complain about it, but that is creamy. It's really wet though. I think that's going to take a little bit longer to set up in my face. Anyways, I didn't really complain about the wait because they were extremely busy. It was lunchtime, no big deal. So I, go sit at a table with David and my daughter and just kind of wait on our number to get called. Well, a lot of people's numbers end up getting called. I mean, a lot. Finally, my number gets called and I get up to the counter, and the manager hands me my food. Still just a little bit too moist. The manager hands me my food and tells me that my salt-free fries are inside this McDonald's bag sitting on top of the tray of food. I didn't see the apple pies right away, so I just assumed, my bad there, that they were inside the bag with the fries. So I go back to my table and we sit down and we eat our sandwiches, and then David opens the bag to get the fries out for me. He gets the fries out and he was going to get a pie, and he notices there's no pies in the bag. And my daughter was wanting a McFlurry and David wanted something to drink, so I was going to go up to the counter, get those items, and let them know that my pies were missing. So I ordered my new items and I let the cashier know that the pies weren't in with my food, and she goes and talks to the manager. Next, I'm using the Too Faced Hangover Replenishing Face Primer. So the manager, proceeds to make my McFlurry for my daughter and bring it to me at the counter to be picked up. And I mentioned the pies to her because she didn't carry any pies over to the counter with her when she brought me the McFlurry and the drink cup. And I just thought, well, maybe she forgot, no biggie. And she tells me that she placed 4 pies in a bag and she remembers clearly doing it. Well, I had only ordered 2 pies. And I kind of point that out to her. I was like, well, ma'am, I only ordered 2, so maybe, you got me confused with somebody else. And again, she reiterated that, she remembered putting them in the bag, that I was wrong. I said, well, I never left the store. My bag and stuff sitting over the table along with my trash still, because I hadn't, taken the chance to go throw it away because we weren't quite done. Would you like to come look at it? Because there's no pies there. And she looked at me and she goes, again, I remember placing it in the bag. I remember this specifically. So you must be lying. Excuse me? You did not just call me a liar over 2 pies. I mean, seriously. Normally I wouldn't have even had a problem with it. 2 pies, whatever. But you called me a liar. I think not. This really upset me. Okay, so for my eyes though, we're going to get back to the story still, but we're going to use the Photo Focus eyeshadow primer from Wet n Wild. Anyways, so I get really upset. I turn around, and I look at David, and I say, you know what, let's get your drink and let's go, because I'm really, really, really upset at this point. I mean, what gives her the right to speak to me so rudely? Especially over 2 $1 pies. I mean, seriously. When you think about it, you had the number wrong. You told me you put 4 pies in my bag, but I only ordered 2. When I point this out to you and tell you I'm sorry, but I believe you may be mistaken. I mean, the place is very busy. I highly doubt I am the only person in the entire place that whole time that ordered a single pie. But you call me a liar about it. Well, I was like, no, we're not just going to get up and leave. I'm not going to take this, sitting down. So I walk back up to the counter and I request the phone number for either the district office, district manager, or corporate. And I am told that they're not allowed to give me that number. Really, since when? Since when can you not get the number to corporate or district to either give a compliment, a suggestion, or a complaint? So I say, okay. I go outside and I grab my phone and I Google for McDonald's corporate office's number. Okay, let's see here. We're going to get on with the makeup though. We're not just going to sit here talking. Next, I'm using my number 7 Lift Illuminate Foundation. Anyways, I'm still, definitely not happy about being called a liar. Pretty fumed about it at this point. So I look up the phone number for corporate and I give them a call. I sit on hold for a little while, no big deal. And finally get a hold of somebody through customer service. And I begin to explain to them exactly, what happened at the store. And I told them, how I was called a liar and how I wasn't so much upset about not receiving the apple pies. It was, the other stuff. Because this store was, as I said, it was lunch hour. It was extremely busy. So to have the manager treat me so disrespectfully in front of a store full of employees and customers really ruffled my feathers, so to speak. And she goes, well, I'm very sorry, you experienced this. I would like to pass the message on to our Owners Association group. But first I need some information from you. So she asks for my name, my phone number, my address. Of course, David looks at me and goes, why do they need your address, phone number? They even wanted my email address. Everything. Just to, lodge a complaint. I mean, I guess I can understand the name and phone number because the manager may want to reach me later to verify my information, speak to me, get my side of the story, what have you. So I go ahead though and give her all this information. No big deal. Then at the end of the conversation, she says she'll pass on the message and that she would like to send me a Be Our Guest coupon that's good for any meal in the store. No, I really don't want it. I want an apology and I want an assurance. Like, I don't want an apology from some customer service lady that did nothing wrong. She didn't do anything wrong. It's, not on her to apologize. But I did appreciate her apology. It wasn't her job to apologize. Sorry, I was I'm now using my concealer. It's the Instant Age Rewind by Maybelline. But it wasn't her job to apologize. It was the manager's job. She's the one that was horribly disrespectful to me. So I decide to go on Twitter and mention this to McDonald's, because I just still didn't feel like, you know, I was treated properly, even though, you know, they are sending me this $8 coupon, which I didn't ask for. I mean, I'm not looking for free handouts. I mean, I ordered 2 $1 pies. I mean, come on. But McDonald's responds to me pretty quickly on this issue and requests that I call their 800 number, which of course I've already done. Sorry, I'm off camera for just a moment. I'm trying to get my powder out here for my under eyes, which I've already done, and obviously I'm not getting, you know, the response I feel I deserve from McDonald's on this, from their 800 number even, because I still feel like a coupon doesn't really do much in the way of the disrespect or embarrassment that I felt from blatantly being called a liar by a manager in front of a store full of customers and employees. And I go ahead and I say this to McDonald's on Twitter afterwards. I said, well, I've already called them, and this is what happened, you know, and this is what I was told. So I kind of, you know, I let it go last night for a little while. Then I noticed I wasn't getting a response from McDonald's about the second, you know, response to them about not, you know, feeling like they were treating the matter properly. And no response. So at this point, I did something that, you know, I've never done before. I started an account with Reddit and posted on there about my experience with McDonald's. And I posted that on Twitter as well, so McDonald's could see my side of the story, like read the whole thing. Because Twitter only allows for a certain number of characters. Sorry, my foundation just isn't laying right today. But I wanted McDonald's to see my side of the story, like be able to read it or what have you. And here it is, almost 24 hours later, and I've had 0 response sent. So, yeah, I'm pretty peeved. I mean, what's your guys' thoughts on it? Can you blame me for being upset about the fact that, you know, I'm called a liar in front of a whole store full of people, and all I'm offered is an $8 coupon and no apology? To me, that just doesn't seem right. I don't really care about the coupon. I want the manager held accountable for the way she treated me in front of everybody. I just don't understand what is going on in this world that people, employees, even still customers treat, I get it, customers, you know, take advantage of places and everything else, and not all of them were very nice to management. But still, I deserved more respect than what I received, I feel. And I feel like I'm owed a true apology. Not from somebody working in their call center, because they had nothing to do with it. Not from McDonald's on Twitter. I deserve it from that manager. I don't know. What's your guys' opinion? What do you think? So like I said, though, we're doing an autumn fall look. So I'm going to go into my Jeffree Star blood sugar palette. I'm going to be using the color Sugarcane just as a base all over my eye here. It's this one right here. And I'm using a BH Cosmetics angled brush number 104. It's kind of just like a fluffy angled brush. I'm just going to pop this all over the lid area. Just give a nice little soft base to work with. to grab another angled brush. This one is my Moda angled brush. And I'm going to go into the color, let's see here, I'm not sure which color I want to use. Actually, let me swatch these two. One's more red, one's more purple. I think I'm going to use right off the bat. Okay, I think we're going to use Fresh Meat to start, which is the more red color. Okay, now my other complaint today, the other thing that has me kind of worked up today, I don't know how much you guys pay attention to Twitter and everything that's going on there, but I'm pretty sure you guys have at least heard of these fires out there in California. And I was on Twitter this morning. I mean, there's a lot of devastation. There's been quite a few lives lost. Okay, so we're just popping that color Fresh Meat on this outer corner, and blending through the crease and up just a little. Oh, there you go. Anyways, there's just so much loss and devastation out there, and there's a lot of wind, making it extremely difficult for these firefighters to fight the two fires that they have going on, the Campfire one, and I think it's called the Woolly. I'm not sure. You have to forgive me on that one. I'm having a problem remembering the name of that second fire, but it's the one that's down near Malibu and Calabasas and everything else. So I'm surfing through Twitter today, just trying to make sure, you know, people that we see quite often here on Facebook and on TV, like the Kardashians, Alyssa Milano, Jeffree Star, James Charles, who right now, well, Jeffree Star's away as well, but James Charles, his brother, is at home alone right now, and he was trying to make sure his brother was safe and everything else. I'm just, you know, surfing through Twitter trying to check on these people, wondering how they're doing this morning. And I noticed this tweet show up on my feed. It's none other than President Trump. Okay, next I'm going back into that sugarcane color with my angled brush and just softening this up just a little bit here on the outer corner and in. And I'll place the tweet here on the screen in just a minute. But it's talking about how he feels that our Forest Service companies and people are misusing the funds that are given to help prevent and stop these forest fires and fight them and stuff. And that basically he's talking about cutting off funding to them. It's like, excuse me? What are you thinking? I mean, I realize that I don't want to be a drama channel or get politics too involved on my channel or anything like that, but this is something that needs to be addressed and, you know, really looked into. Our president is supposed to protect us as a nation, right? He's supposed to be here for us and make lives here in America better. So what is he talking about? Stopping funds for natural disasters? I mean, that's just not right. I'm just so upset right now at all this stuff going on. Oh, I'm really just upset. Okay, next color I'm going to go into is the Extraction, which was the more purpley shade. We're going to pop it on the outer corner as well, right here. And we're not going to work it out as far. We're not going to wing it out as far. But we're just doing that to darken up the outer corner. Right now, I'm just really hoping that everybody that's out there in California is staying safe. It's definitely a scary time for everyone. I mean, I would hate to lose everything I own, but I mean, no matter what, the nice thing is everything can be replaced, but you can't replace memories, and some of that stuff's got to be memorabilia for you, and you can't replace that. So You can't replace that sense of security that you have either. Okay, next I'm going to go into intravenous, which is a brown color in the blood sugar palette. And I'm going to pop it a little bit further out, working it above that color extraction, the purpley color, just to darken up the red and give it more of a brownish shade. Except I'm looking for more of a fall look, you know, like the leaves and stuff outside. Browns and reds and purples and oranges and all that are, you know, colors that we see this time of year, and I just really want to touch on that on my eyes. I don't know why, I just do. Okay, so for now, the next thing I need to do is go back in with that first color and that angled brush, and I want to go back in with the Sugar King just ever so lightly. And I want to make sure that all this is blended nicely, that there's no harsh lines anywhere, and by using that beautiful color that I used before, it's going to help soften it and just blend it together really nice. We don't want to add a lot to our brush or anything because we don't want to take away from the colors that we used. We don't want to muddy them up, so just be really careful with that. Okay, now like I said, there's browns, there's purples, there's oranges and yellows. That's what I think of when I think of fall. So the next thing I'm going to do is find, if I can here, I want to cut my crease, so I'm using my Maybelline Fit Me concealer. I'm just going to go in with a little flat detail packing like brush here. I'm going to get some concealer onto it. And I'm going to carve out this crease. And I'm going to kind of get a little bit closer so you guys can see what I'm doing here. I'm just sure that my crease is nice and carved out because I want these next two colors to really pop. And to do that, I also don't want it to be completely dry, so I'm only going to do one eye at a time. And yes, I'm keeping that one nice and closed because I don't want the concealer to go up above that crease area and mess up what I've already placed. So next, I'm actually going to go into my BH Cosmetics palette here, and I'm going to use this dark orange here right above the bright one, and I'm going to use, find it here, nice little packing brush. I'm just going to place a little bit of that dark orange on the brush, and then I'm going to go into that brighter orange right underneath of it as well. I'm just going to get both of those on my brush here, and I want to put this on my inside corner here, and I'm just using packing motions. I don't want to wipe or swipe across my eye. I really don't want the color to get dull or muddied up by that concealer underneath. So I don't know how much have you guys been like following what's going on with everybody that's in California being affected by this right now. This brush really isn't doing it for me, so I'm actually going to switch to this packing brush by BH. It's the 102. It's just a flat shadow packing brush because this color just is not picking up and coming out onto my lid very well. Oh, there we go. That's much better. What I'm going to do is grab another packing brush here, if I can find one. Sorry. I know I have one, but I'm not finding it. Right off the bat, there it is. Right here, just another flat packing brush. I'm going to go into the yellow that's in here from that same row. Let me show it to you guys here. It's not the real bright yellow. It's more an orangish yellow right here. I'm going to place that on the first half of the lid closest to my outer crease. I'm doing the same thing, just patting and not rubbing. But yeah, I think it's a very scary time right now to be in California. Okay. So far that's what we have. I'm going to do the other eye off camera and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so now that that eye is done, or both eyes on the top lid are done, I'm then going to go back in with just a little bit of concealer on these outer corners, outer edges. I'm going to use my Fit Me again, and I want to clean those up and make them a little bit sharper. So I'm just going to take my wand here and make sure I have a nice crisp edge to that. And I'm just going to place it on there and blend it with my beauty blender. Like so. You can see how nice and straight that is. And that's because we're going to finish that up along the bottom part of our eye. Just a moment. There's another way to do this, and that's just whenever you're laying down your eyeshadow, hold like a picture or a piece of paper from a magazine, just anything to keep it from going past the point where you actually want it, and then you won't have to clean it up. But I just didn't do that today. I know, but actually it's been so much easier. Okay, so now that we're blended out, we have them nice and crisp. We're going to go back to that BH Cosmetics Brazil palette. We're going to go into this very pretty dark maroonish red purplish color. We're going to take a pencil type brush. It's my BH Cosmetics 105. And what we're going to do is we're just going to pop some of that color onto it. And we're going to run it along our bottom lash line and bring it up in, to this wing that we made. We want to blend that out nicely here. Like so. And do the same to the other eye. guys make the eyeshadow and eyeliner faces like I'm doing right now. Okay, then what I want to do is take the same flat brush I used a little bit ago with the orange and just lightly dip into that brighter orange color and run it from the inside corner. Across to about the midway point on both under eyes here, blending it into that red that we placed a moment ago. Like so, okay? And then we're going to do the same with yellow, but this time we're going to do it on this outer corner. I'm going to go into that darker yellow that's in the palette. We're going to start here, just there. We're going to work it along that lower lash line, blending into that red. Not over blending into the red because otherwise it's just going to turn it orange. We want a little bit of that yellow to poke through. Okay, so that is it for the eyeshadow portion of this look. So I'm going to pop on some highlighter and yeah, it just disappeared. Everything in my brain just floated out. Wow. Some bronzer, some highlighters, some blush, some mascara, and eyeliner, and I'll be right back.
Every single day